Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I made my first 500,000 as a student. Yeah, this video is simply to encourage you, be it a student, be it a working class mom, a working class man, whatever category you found yourself. You can save from your penny, from the little money, from the $1, from the ₦1, the 1 kobo you are making for a period of time to become something tangible. You can invest, start a trade, start a business, or start anything at all of your choice. So guys, just sit down, get a cup of coffee and relax as I take you back to memory lane, how I was able to save this whopping sum of money. I'm a very disciplined person. The same way my disciplined life is also a reflection to my finances. So when I tell you that I am one person who, when I'm determined to save a certain amount of money for a period of time, it is achievable. For me, it means there are so many luxuries I'm not going to be getting myself into, like buying extremely expensive clothes. So before I dive into this video properly, I grew up with my mom. If you are a Nigerian or you are from Africa, you will know a business that is called ice water business. My mom normally gets water and treat it, don't tie it, put it in the fridge to become cool. At the end of the day, she goes out to sell it. Yes, that was the kind of business my mom started with. Then gradually she introduced provision, and from there to there, she's where she is now. So what my mom does then is, at the end of the day in the market, at her shop, after selling this water, this cold water or ice water as we fondly call it, she is going to come back in the evening, put her water inside her cooler, and she has a big cooler and I have a small cooler, and there's a small evening market very close to my house. We are going to come there and keep selling our water, our ice water. People mostly patronize from my mom because her water is the chilliest. At the end of the day, from the little money I was selling from the ice water, I was keeping my ₦1, my ₦2, my ₦3 from there. That was where my saving culture started. Sincerely, most times I ask myself, how come I was able to do this? Because nobody actually talked me into saving, into gathering my ₦1 from my mom, the ₦2, you know, the coins, and I was keeping it gradually. From there, I started buying sweets. The normal sweets will sell. I buy it for ₦15 or ₦20 as a then. I go to the school and sell each one for what, ₦1. And inside a pack of that sweets I was selling is about 60 pieces. So at the end of the day, I'm going to get 60 naira, meaning I'm going to be getting approximately 30, because I'm going to lick some of the sweets. At the end of the day, from the business, this was what I was doing. And from there, I started selling ice cream. Yes, I'll make Zobo drink, put it in the freezer, ensure it get blocked, and I'll take it to the market on weekend, especially on Saturdays, and sell to people. Then there were children growing up in my neighborhood. They will also come to my house to patronize me. This was the way I started saving. This was the way I started putting my little money together. I was a boarding student, so when my parent gives me pocket money I'm going to use for a month or for a period of time, what I do is, if my mom gives me 500 naira, I'm going to divide it into two. I'll keep 250 naira somewhere. There is absolutely nothing that is going to make me to touch the 250 naira, which is already my savings. This was the way I grew up. This was my mentality of saving. Yes. So I'll give the money to my matron. She's going to keep it for me. At the end of the term, I'll go to her, get my money, and keep it in the house. So guys, this became a habit. That was the way I continued. So the first thing that actually boosted my finance about saving a whole lot, because I looked at the economy, the country where I was coming from, and I said to myself, at the end of my graduation, the university, what am I going to do? Assuming I don't get a job, what am I going to start life with? These were so many questions I asked myself. So I said to myself, by the end of my graduation, I should be able to save at least 500,000 naira in my account. With that money, I can start my life without calling my mom or depending on my dad or depending on uncles, aunties, and friends. This was the beginning of that of saving that huge amount of money as a student. So I traveled to Lagos for holidays. I won't call that holidays. I actually lived with my uncle. So my uncle was single. What he does on daily basis is to give me 500 naira. My uncle gives me 500 naira daily for my lunch. So from that 500 naira, I will keep it, guys. Yes, I don't, in fact, I can fast. I can fast just to keep that money. That's to tell you how far I went in ensuring that I meet the target of saving 500,000 before I graduate from the university. Every single month, I get 10,000 naira. The moment the month ends, I just go straight to the bank. Then I already had a bank account. I will just go straight there, deposit my money, guys. And every single month, I'm sure I'm going to save 10,000 naira. The amount I get more, but he was fond of me. He loved me. So whatever I need, I just go to him and he gives me the money. Eventually, I went to the university. When I got to the university, I decided that I still need to save this money. So one of the things I did was to get accommodation in a very cheap area. At least places I know I can get accommodation at a very affordable price. I found myself in a very rural area where I was paying a room for 18,000, guys. But that place far, the place was extremely far. Now I'm still going to tell you how I was able to cope with the transportation. So normally my parents also gives me money for my transport as part of my for my monthly allowance. So the money for transport, I normally divide it into 4 parts. I'll put 2 parts, keep 2 parts, then the remaining 2 parts I will keep it in case of necessities. But to be frank with you, 80% of the time that I went to the school, I trekked. Yes, from where I was living or from the village where I stayed, there is a road, one kind road where the villagers normally go through if they are going to the campus, or follow if they are going to the campus. So when I found that road, I myself and my lodge mate, we normally trek it. Yes, we'll go to school together. When we are done with our lecture, we'll wait for each other and we'll also come back, because the road is kind of scary, it is lonely and all that. It is just a young girl trying to survive. My parents were giving me 30,000 for my accommodation, either 30 or 35, I'm not so sure, but I was paying 18,000 naira for my accommodation as them. If my family ever get to watch this video, I'm pretty sure they're going to be looking at me one kind, but that's by the way. So I was paying 18,000 for my accommodation and my parents were giving me 30,000 thereabouts. That means every year I get to save 12,000. So I saved 12,000 for 2 years, making it 24,000. I kept it in my bank. My school actually transferred us. We have a campus where we are supposed to stay from our 3rd year. From our 3rd year, when I came there, I got an accommodation. The accommodation was 40,000 per year. So I was asking myself, how do I pay 40,000 per year? Because I needed to save a huge amount of money at the end of my final year. I went to get a roommate. I had a roommate that was splitted the money 50-50. So she pays 20, I pays 20. The remaining 20 from my own end, I keep it in the bank. This money, I don't touch it for any reason. Sincerely, one of the crazy things I did in the university was I never bought textbooks. The textbooks I bought from my 1st year to my final years, like 5 years in the university, were 5. Still, I'm going to collect that money from my parents. I don't joke with my handouts. So when I get the money, what I do is I still take that money, because this is money that has been mentioned for a particular thing. I take the money and put straight into my bank account. That was what I was doing. Then I had friends around me who were very good. They had A1 in buying textbook and handouts, but they had C6 in reading those handbook and textbooks, the bot. So what can your babe do? I just help them out. I put those materials from them, get a notebook. I get like 7 notebooks, sit down, make a note from the beginning of the handout or textbook to the end. Guys, this is what I do. So I get the textbook and make notes. So at the end of 1 week, I am done with your book. I will give it back to you. If I'm to study, I will start studying the notebook I made out of the textbook. So with that, every semester I'm able to save roughly 10,000 from my textbooks, and this was the way I was getting money. So every semester I get 10,000. So every section I get 20,000. In 5 years, I was able to get 100,000 for my textbooks. Then in my second year, I noticed I had roughly above 100,000. What I did was I went to the bank and fixed it. Yeah, it's better than staying the fixed deposit than staying just that way without getting any interest for it. That was how I started growing my money from 100 level to 200 level. Then finally, when I was about to graduate, that was my final year, guys. In my final year, I had projects. Certainly, I got some money out of the project because a lecturer friend happens to be in charge of my project, especially in my analysis. He had a laboratory, so I paid 70% of the fee. Then the remaining 30%, I kept it somewhere in my bank account. So, guys, with the kind of life I was living, I was able to save that amount of money. Then I don't buy clothes. Guys, I don't buy clothes. When I'm in school, I manage myself. If you see me, you go pity me, like you just pity me, because I buy clothes once in a while, except when I travel to Lagos, to my aunt's place. She's going to give me some of her fairly used clothes. I'll use it and come to school and be slaying. That's my own way of slaying. Then that is the much I do. Then when I go to school, I don't make my hair monthly. I try to make twisted braid, or twisty as we call it, and very, very tiny. I will carry my twisted braid for 2 months. So by the time I lose it up, I will just fix my hair. I normally get weave on for 400, maximum weave on for 500. Then I'll get someone who will fix it for 200. So I'm going to fix the hair for 700 naira. This was my own strategy of saving, or my culture. I innovated to save or to meet my goal. My friends and my family were making jest of me from time to time that you are a university student, you are not slaying, you are not taking good care of yourself, you are going to carry your hair or wear your hair for months. But really, I really don't care. I care less, because I had a target that I needed to meet. I know where I'm coming from. I'm one person who don't believe so much on depending on families and friends. I needed to work my way financially. In fact, guys, I needed to be financially free. I needed to enjoy what they call financial freedom, guys. So that was how I was able to save it. And guys, I'm going to say it here in this video that at the end of my 5 years in the university, I had 500,000. Please don't ask me what I did with that money, because it's too personal. And if you want to know, just keep watching my videos. Don't forget to like, give me a thumbs up, share, guys. It is very annoying, frustrating, and discouraging that I put all the time, the hard work to think of content, think of title, think of good thumbnails, put them down, and people don't get to watch my videos. Please, sometimes I feel like crying. In fact, I cry, not like I feel like crying. Guys, please, if you just love me, if you want this channel to grow, just share me out. Don't just subscribe, and from time to time come and watch my video, because to help us, the small, struggling, growing YouTubers. Guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you stayed up till now, I am super sure that 1 or 2 things I have said will help you to grow financially, to help you to cultivate a saving culture. It helped me, it is still helping me, and it will help you too. Till I come your way next time, stay tuned. Bye.